What if we're loved?
Welcome to your reading. We have cards jumping everywhere, so let's see what came out. Wow. Okay. Page of Swords, Two of Swords. That's the order they came out in. Five of Swords. Ooh, jeez. Okay, so, hey you guys, this year is the year number 9 in numerology. So you may be experiencing a lot of closures, endings. Number 9, the next year will be a 1, 10, 1, 0. So they're saying just to allow the closures and the endings to happen. Everyone is going through the end of something right now. And yeah, we usually do experience it as conflict. But, this isn't your first rodeo. And you are aware that you have a choice to make how you're going to close out this year, how you're going to perceive these endings in your life, and whether you want to look at them with the eyes of forgiveness and allowance, or whether you want to look at this with bitterness and refusal to accept and allow the natural process of life to transform, like the leaves on the tree that fall and die so that new ones can grow. You are being asked to, with this Two of Swords, make a decision to release the past. This page is learning to choose to let go in love, to let go with dignity and grace, and truly decide with the heavens to begin again, because endings are really just beginnings. The Five of Swords is simply training, and it's been coming up a lot because the people who are watching this are aware that life is about expanding and growing and learning, and that staying in one place equals isolation and the feeling of separation, depression, and death, really. You are choosing life. In this sword progression is the progression of evolution and healing and expansion. So it's very, very good because you go from a 1 to a 2 to a 5. You are evolving, you are growing, you are being led by the Spirit to new horizons. Because underneath the deck is your energy, and it is the Queen of Cups. So you are now learning how to make decisions from your heart. You are learning how to make decisions with your heart, from your heart, in your heart space. The Queen of Cups has built her domain with the thought and inclusion of everyone. She's not selfish. She doesn't open her heart only to herself. She builds, she supports, and all this she does from a place of love and intuition and heart-opening expansion. She's not coming from the mind like all of these swords imply. She is coming from the heart. So let's get some clarifiers on this spread of evolution. I just feel like this might even be titled The Evolution of the Year of the 9, and coming into the heart being led by the heart instead of being led by the intellect, by the thinking mind, by our training, by our ancestors. We're breaking ancestral patterns. We're breaking our own patterns of survival and separation, and we're coming in to our heart space. The whole world is being asked to drop what it has been trained and domesticated to do from a very small child and come into a broader view that we are all one, and that we are not just trying to survive by ourselves alone in the world, but that we are a whole of people that are eternal, that are to come together to know themselves and each other as one, and to lead with love their own lives, and to extend that love to the lives of those around them, and even reach out further to the lives of those they haven't yet met. So an open mind is very important. Being open to strangers, letting the stranger in, taking the stranger in, taking the stranger off the street. And this can be, it's really, really going to call for discernment, because you're not going to be able to help every person. So you're going to be led very specifically in your own life what to do, who to help. And it's a beautiful flow when you get into that dance of life. Can I get some clarifiers, please? The moon, the sun, the magician, all major arcanas, and the Five of Swords. So that's 2 5s in this reading. I believe this is the Five of Wands, and I thought it was the Five of Swords. It is the Five of Wands, but you do have the Five of Swords too. So I was feeling that energy. And the moon is in reverse, so it means you're coming out of the illusion mentality. Okay, so the ego mentality, the shadow work that you've been doing all this time is what you are actually coming out of, because it's in reverse. And so that's what all this work that this Page of Swords is doing. The Page of Swords is kind of, with this, his sword, clarifying truth from false, ego from spirit, trying to kind of, you've been in the shadow work for so long now, you've been involved in, it's a beautiful thing that you're doing, but it is very challenging to be able to be present enough to allow yourself to be shown what each person and situation represents. What is it for? Is this what I want? Is this truth or illusion? Is this for me or not for me? Is this ego or spirit? So that's what this card represents, training. It's just this card actually. Both 5s represent change. So you've just been going through a process of seeing what is patterns, what is lies, what is illusion, what's keeping you stuck, what's running the show of your mind and your life. So that's the work. You're coming out of the work. I mean, we talk about this a lot on my channel, but the 2 of Swords represents making a decision for the light. So you are making a decision to choose light over darkness. And, it's not just one time that we decide that we've had enough of doing shadow work and darkness and looking at the mind and I have to look at this again. I have to go through this again. There comes a time when we all have to decide enough is enough. And I think it is a decision, and at the same time it's not, because we've just had enough, and there's no other decision to make, because we've been through the chaos so long that we just we don't see the point anymore, and then we're able to drop it. So that divine light is what literally shines away our attachment and addiction to needing to even go there and look at the shadow any longer. And it's time in your life. It's way time. Like you're feeling that pressure and that just enough. And that's good. I mean, you may feel like crazy, but it is a 9. So it's a boiling pressure point when we've just had enough. We've just had enough of the pain. We've had enough of the suffering. We've had enough. It's like, how many times do I have to look at this again? Or we could just see it coming in every relationship that we have, or reflected back in every person that we have in our lives, or the new situations. There's just a glimmer of, oh, this feels familiar and this is not what I want, and I'm ready to release this pattern. So you are releasing the pattern. You have, this is upside down. So you've made the decision to come out of shadow work and to let the light shine on you, meaning you're getting out of the driver's seat. I mean, you're following the spirit, so you're in the driver's seat in that respect, but you're not forcing decisions. You're allowing things to come to you. And at some point we do that when we get older and wiser, because we've pushed and pushed to get what we want, which we were taught to do, fight, go to school, become something important. And then eventually, if it's not what we're supposed to be doing and we're pushing, we do give up. And when we give up, there's space for this divine intervention to come and lead us to where our true joy is. And our true joy is when we have had quite enough of training the mind and the structure of the world, that matrix that we were brought up in, and we start creating our life with God, with the universe. So this is the Magician card, and it represents co-creating with the universe. It represents having all the elements needed to create whatever the heart desires. And when I say heart, I mean the heart of God, the heart, your higher self. When your heart is leading, this Queen of Cups, she leads with, in unison with the partner as her divine partner, in collaboration with her divine partner, so her higher self. So everything is, the thinking mind has been dropped, and we're now just allowing the intuition to lead us. So we're in the driver's seat of our lives, but we're letting the Holy Spirit move us. And that means we are not stressed, because if the Holy Spirit is driving through us when we're at the wheel, then there's no effort, there's no anxiety, there's no stress. It feels like we've arrived home. So that's the goal. We want to feel like we've arrived home. So let's get some oracle cards and some advice to this really beautiful new way of seeing the world in this ending of this year of the 9 of ending. I did want to come on and talk about the evolution of the year 9 and how we are beginning with the 1 next year. And so it may feel like we've done a lot of looking at the past and a lot of shadow work. Let's see what else we get. I placed the future in the hands of gods. I mean, there's so many cards in this deck, and I mean, this card came out recently. A healed mind does not plan. It carries out the plans that it receives through listening to wisdom that's not its own. So we talked about that, like being in the driver's seat of the car, but letting the spirit drive through us. And then just making these decisions to stop focusing on the shadow and come into divine light, to co-create with the universe, out of the intellect, out of the mind. That's the change the 5 represents, and into the heart. And then you drop the worrying about how it's going to turn out and what the future looks like. Y'all, if we are worried about how we're going to get what we know is for us, then it negates what we're doing. You know, we've been seekers. It's okay. Come, Figgy, it's okay. We are here to trust and follow that light within. And yet we still can't see the future. We still can't see how it's gonna look. I have a nervous dog here with me, but you're okay. You're okay, Figgy Pudding. Okay, so let's have a few more decks just to pull some last messages. This is the year of the 9, so we are just practicing on releasing and allowing, releasing and allowing, releasing and allowing. And there can be some anxiety and tension and feelings of being stuck, but this is just our training to drop the mind. Let's see what this says. Expansion. Wow. So we are always expanding, and this is like the same as evolution. So evolution, expansion, it's kind of like that tree is expanding as it grows its fruit, and you are expanding as you end some chapters in your life and then allow the new to come in. Allow yourself to learn how to receive, allowing yourself to learn how to feel the excitement of the new coming in, but not push and go ahead of the spirit. One of my famous patterns. Service. I feel good when I can help others. So, you know, really, when we're going through this kind of change with 2 5s, when we're going through these types of changes, some of the best ways to release anxiety is to take our attention off ourselves and focus on someone else's needs and give. Giving is receiving. So if you are finding yourself feeling stuck in confusion and in your mind, then the Spirit is saying to ask, put a prayer out. How can I be of service where I feel like I'm being used and feel like I'm being truly helpful in giving? Because that is what, you know, it's like on this card, there's usually an infinity symbol. That infinity symbol is an 8 sideways, and it's just a constant flow of giving and receiving. And like when I do these videos, I just feel so inspired after, like I just played a 2-hour show of music. I feel so turned on and lit up because I'm speaking what I need to hear. I'm speaking and extending love and giving a service of, you know, you're healing, you're helpful. And so that makes me feel useful and helpful. And so find something that sparks you. Someone asked if I was open for private readings, and I am. I'm open for private readings, and I am settled down somewhere now. So my email is in the description, and I do so much appreciate your donations. They help so much me keep this channel going, and your likes, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and share the video with someone if you think that it might be helpful for them. And I have one more message. I'm going to pull this card and read from the book for you. We have freedom from the last reading down here. It got lost. And peace. I wasn't supposed to look. And milk and honey. So that's our cards. I'm going to read those 2 from this. One of my favorite decks is the Wisdom of the Oracle. So let's read. I thought this was the peace card, but it's the here and now. And it's really important when we are, fretting over what might happen in the future, because we can see things ending, we can feel new things coming in. We don't know exactly what it's going to look like. So 3 and 2 is a 5, so you have another 5. So, that's beautiful. 5, 5, 5. The angels are with you as you go through these changes. And listen, these changes are for you. They're for the better. They're for you. To answer all the prayers that you have, to come into what you truly want. 32, let's see what it says. All right, here and now. Being fully present in the moment, living one day at a time. Everything happens in the now, in the present. Only this moment counts. You have what it takes to handle anything today if you let go of the need to look into the future or reflect on the past. Be present and notice what is going on right now. This very moment has the potential for you to create miracles in your life. What you are working on is golden, and your efforts will leave a powerful legacy. Focus not on meeting a goal in the far-off future, but on creating your dream now, releasing your desire for an outcome, and owning that it already exists. It will appear in the material world as if by magic. Claim your prosperity now. The essence is more important than the form. When you are immersed in prosperous thoughts, you automatically tune in to a sense of timelessness and unlimited potential. You can act as if, in spite of the temporary outer conditions, you are prosperous at this moment. What you think now becomes your reality. Stay present. The cards don't lie. We were just talking about this. So you have a message to not worry about the future and to stay right here now in the energy of love. Love attracts itself, as worry and anxiety attract more worry and anxiety. I know you've heard it before, but we're just reminding each other and walking each other home, because you don't want to stay in that energy. You want to do whatever you can to relax and feel safe and good, whether it's breathing exercises or positive thoughts or walking around the block, going outside. Just walking around the block can change your whole life. Going around the block every day and being outside. So 51, milk and honey. The taste of prosperity, opportunities born of authenticity, nurturing abundance, trusting that your needs will be met. You've entered a sweet time in your life, enjoying the land of milk and honey that everyone wants to experience. It's an interlude that feels more languid than ambitious, when all your senses are awake to the unlimited possibilities in the universe. These times are precious and only come when you're in your authentic zone, wearing the world as a loose garment, not wanting, yet able to be nourished in both ways, tangible and subtle. Tangible and subtle. Abundance is an energy that you are a living part of. All your needs are being met. You are given the gift of nourishment in every form. There is only one authentic you. This version of yourself is Spirit's emissary in the world. Emissary in the world. When you're in alignment with the truth that you are a unique expression of the divine, your ego can rest and your soul can illuminate your purpose. Now is the time when you're seeking your true north. When you find this direction, you automatically step into prosperity and the world brings you evidence of abundance. Miracles are a choice and a way of seeing the world. Say that again. Miracles are a choice and a way of seeing the world. With every choice you make right now, you have the potential to seize good fortune and embrace your destiny. Opportunities will lead you to your best life now. Be open to them. You're getting a sweet taste of what you want. Yeah, I just want to show you. You have chosen divine light, and it's coming to you now. You're in it. It might not always feel like that, but this sun is the energy you're coming into if you're not there already. Get excited. Your life is changing this year. You are coming into so much release. You're letting go. You're releasing it from your mind and body and soul and coming into an empty space where the unknown is a canvas for your new life to be written anew in color and beauty like you could never even imagine. It's all coming to you as you keep your mind high above the clouds and fog, free of anxiety and worry, and allow the unwritten to be written anew for your brand new, beautiful, loving, prosperous, abundant life that you completely deserve. Those are the messages I have for you. See you next time.
What if we're magnificent? Look deep